Hi everyone, my name is Jean and I'm going to be doing a little read aloud and a craft with you today. And our story for today's read aloud is The Bad Seed. And the bad seed has to do with a little sunflower seed, and you can guess he's pretty bad. We're going to find out why when we read the book, but because he's a sunflower seed, the story also has to do with one of my favorite flowers in the world, and that is a sunflower. This is a little craft that if you stick around, you can make one too. You can make one on your own. But it's a little sunflower seed, and we can talk more about that later. But I'm very excited. So we can go ahead and start reading our story. I'm going to try to share my screen with you so you can read along with me. Let's see. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to move this to the side so I can see all the pages. Okay, so here is the cover of our book. It is called The Bad Seed. I wonder. And so this story is written by Jory, John, and illustrated by Pete Oswald. You can see all the different drawings of the different seeds. I see some peanuts, some coconuts maybe, acorns, and cashews. Wonder if they're going to be in our story. All right, I'm a bad seed. A bad seed. Does he look happy or does he look kind of angry? I think he looks a little mad. Let's see why. Oh yeah, it's true. The other seeds, they look at me and they say, that seed is so bad. When they think I'm not listening, they mumble, there goes a bad seed. And they're all pointing at him. But I can hear them. I have good hearing for a seed. How bad am I? Do you really want to know? Do you want to know how bad he is? I want to know how bad he is. All of the seeds are looking at him and they look kind of scared. You can see that mama coconut covering the eyes of the baby coconut. I wonder how bad he is. Well, I never put things back where they belong. I'm late to everything. I tell long jokes with no punchlines. It looks like no one's laughing. I never wash my hands or my feet. I lie about pointless stuff. And I cut in line every time. That is not very nice. I stare at everybody. I glare at everybody. I finish everybody's sentences and I never listen. That is awful. I do lots of other bad things too. Know why? Because I'm a bad seed. In that picture right there, you can see he's in the library and he's playing drums. He is being so loud in the library where you're supposed to be quiet. On the next page, he says it again. A bad seed. I just can't help it. Sure, I wasn't always this bad. I was born a humble seed on a simple sunflower in a remarkable field. Look at all those beautiful sunflowers. Those are one of my favorite flowers. So on the next page, he says, I had a big family, seeds everywhere. We found ways of having fun, and we were so close. Look at in the middle of the seed, in the middle of the flowers, him, and it looks like his whole family are right in the middle. They're the seeds in the middle. He has lots of brothers and sisters. Oh no. On our next page it says, but the petals dropped and our flower drooped. Oh no, they're all falling out of the middle. We can see our little friend, the bad seed. He's holding on to the petal. He just doesn't want to fall. Let's see what else happens. It's kind of a blur. Sometimes that happens when really bad or crazy things happen. We say it might kind of seem like a blur. And he says, I remember a bag. Can you look at that bag? Where might you see that bag before? It says sunflower seeds. delicious. Whenever we say delicious, sometimes that means we're gonna what? We might eat it. Oh no. Let's see what happens. Everything went dark. And then, our little friend Batsy looks really sad. A giant! And what is the giant doing, boys and girls? He is eating the sunflower seeds. Oh no. And where is he at? He's at a baseball game. Have you ever eaten sunflower seeds at a baseball game before? I know I have. I wonder if our friend the bad seed is going to get eaten. I thought I was a goner. I thought I was done for. I screamed and I hollered. Ah! It looks like he's going inside of his mouth. But then we can look on the next page. Pew! But I was spit out at the last possible second. He's free. Let's see what happens. I flew through the air and I landed under the bleachers with a huge thud. Ooh, I wonder what's he landing on. When I woke up, it was dark outside. A wad of gum had softened my fall. I felt okay, but something had changed in me. I'd become a different seed entirely. I'd become a bad seed. Oh goodness, that was the day our friend turned bad. He just had a really bad day. You can see he has a little crack at the top of his seed. He has some scratches all over him, and he landed on gum, and he was almost eaten. He just had a really bad day. A bad seed, he says. That's right. I stopped smiling. I kept to myself. I drifted. I was a friend to nobody and bad to everybody. I was lost on purpose. I lived inside of a soda can. I didn't care, and it suited me. Oh no. So it seems like our friend, just because he had a bad day, he just stopped smiling. He just was very upset all the time. He wasn't nice to anybody. Is that the right thing to do? Is that all we can do whenever we have a bad day? No. But sometimes we kind of feel like that. If we have a bad day, we might just get really angry and we just, don't feel like being nice to anyone or doing anything right. Let's see what else Batsy has to say. I might see him smiling in this picture. Until recently, he says, I've made a big decision. I've decided I don't want to be a bad seed anymore. I'm ready to be happy. It's hard to be good when you're used to being bad, but I'm trying. I'm taking it one day at a time. That's so awesome. He thought about it, and now he's doing the right thing. He's saying he's not going to let that one bad day, ruin his personality and make him bad. He's going to try to be good. That is so awesome. Sure, I still forget to listen, and I still show up late, and I still talk during movies, and I do all kinds of other bad stuff. So he still messes up sometimes. But I also say thank you, and I say please, and I smile. You can see him smiling really big on that page. And I hold doors open for people. Not always, but sometimes. And even though I still feel bad, sometimes I also feel kind of good. It's sort of a mix. All I can do is keep trying and keep thinking. Maybe I'm not such a bad seed after all. That's so awesome. So he says, even though he has some bad days, or even though sometimes he might be angry, those are just sometimes. He also has some times where he feels really good and he is nice to others. That's so awesome. So he might not be a bad seed after all. I see him smiling a little bit. And let's see, we see some friends. Let's see what they say. Hey, look, there goes that bad seed. Actually, he's not all that bad anymore. And then our friend says, I heard that. That's so awesome. So he heard someone say that he's actually not all that bad anymore. He really turned it around. and he really became a good seed. Just because he had a bad day doesn't mean he has to be bad all the time. He can choose to be good sometimes. And boys and girls, I think we can do that too. Even though we have some days where we might feel really bad, or something bad might happen to us and we just want to be mad and angry all the time, we don't have to. We can choose to be good and we can choose to be happy, and then we'll feel a lot better. And so, boys and girls, oh, wait, this is our last little page. There is a bad seed. And then another one says, he's not so bad. So he is being good, just like we said, boys and girls. That is awesome. So that was our story. Thank you for reading along with me. And so now I am going to show you how we can make our little craft today. And we can make a little sunflower seed just like the sunflower that the bad seed came from. Remember how him and all of his family was in the middle of the sunflower seed, and then it drooped, and that's when they all fell out and he started having that bad day? We're going to make a sunflower of what it looked like before he started having that bad day. So it's really made from materials that you should be able to find around your house, but I'm just going to share with you my screen. I have a little PowerPoint. I'm going to show you how to make it, and yeah, we'll be able to make it together. And so let's see, I'm going to share with you this PowerPoint. Okay. All right, and now, so this little PowerPoint explaining the craft, and I have some videos showing step by step, and I'll be here to explain if I feel I need to. So let's see. Okay, so this is a list of the materials. What you're gonna need is a paper towel roll, a mini paper plate, and it needs to be mini just because it can't be too big. And so you're gonna need some construction paper, you're gonna need 1 piece of green, 1 piece of brown, and a few pieces of yellow. You'll need some sunflower seeds, and if you don't have sunflower seeds, it's okay. You can definitely draw them in on the center of the sunflower seed. You don't have to have the actual seeds. You'll need some green pipe cleaners, some glue, some scissors, and some tape. And so this is a list of all the directions on how to make it. You can pause the video right here if you want to just read it and start on it yourself, or you can keep watching. I'm going to show you step by step kind of how to do it. You can also come back to this page at the end and pause it and just kind of look at the directions. But we're going to go step by step. Okay, so for our first step, the center, you're going to use your paper plate, your mini paper plate, to trace a circle onto the brown construction paper. And then you're going to cut out that circle after. Just like that. And then you're going to glue it on the back of the plate. You have to make sure that it's the back or the bottom, and you're going to glue it right on the back, just like that. All right, so step 2, now we're going to work on the flower. And so that's the yellow part of our flower. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take your pieces of yellow construction paper, and you're going to trace your hand on to the paper. And these are going to be your petals of the flower. And so I needed about 6 of them. You might need, if your hand's a little bit smaller, you might need a little bit more, but I needed about 6. You might need 8 or 9. You would Just have to see, but you can trace them, and then after you trace them, you can cut them out, just like that. All right, so there you have 2. And then I cut out the rest of mine. Like I said, I had about 6. And so now you are going to glue your petals, and you want to make sure that you're gluing them right behind the brown construction paper. So right behind the circle, just so they don't droop. If they start to droop a little bit, you can tape them a little bit better, but my hands should be a little bit bigger than yours, so if anything, my flower would droop a little bit. Yours shouldn't. Yours should be nice and perky. And so you're just going to glue the rest of your petals around the circle. And there's your flower. Okay, so that was our flower. Now our next step, we're going to be working with the stem. And so you're going to need your paper towel roll and the green construction paper, and you're going to need some tape too. But so you're just going to roll, this part's really easy. You're just going to roll the green construction paper onto the paper towel roll, and then you're going to tape it in place. You can also glue it. That's why I showed the glue. You can glue it if you would like, if you don't have tape, but tape for this part seems to work a lot better. All right, so there is your stem. And now we're going to move on to step 4. You are going to now do the leaves. Oops. Here. And so you're going to need your 2 green pipe cleaners for this. What you're going to be doing is you are going to make them into a leaf shape. So you're just going to bend them over just like that. And I found it easier to kind of overlap a little bit and then twist them at the end just like that, just because it makes it easier to tape. Because we're going to tape that right on the back of the stem where we taped the green paper, and we want to put them kind of close to the bottom just to make sure that our petals from our flower don't cover it up. So you're just going to put a few pieces of tape to make it nice and strong. You're going to do the same with the other leaf. And tape it right on top. Awesome. And there is your stem and your leaves. All right, on to step 5 now. You're going to tape the green stem to the back of the paper plate until it is secure. So you can just watch right here. All I'm doing is taping, or you can glue. It really just depends on you. I found that tape held a little better. So all I'm doing is taping the stem onto the flower to make it look like our sunflower. And so you can see I flipped the flower over, and then I also flipped the stem over, and I just place that right on top. And I'm just going to tape it in place. And so I did use a little bit of glue right there just to make sure it would stick. And yep, there you go. Now your stem is connected to your flower. And so now for the seeds, this is the fun part. So I have a handful of sunflower seeds, and you're just gonna drizzle some glue in the center of your flower. And like I said, if you don't have sunflower seeds, that is okay. You can definitely just get a marker or some crayons and draw some sunflower seeds onto the center of your sunflower. That is okay too, and that would be fun as well. I might try to do that one day. But this is just if you have some sunflower seeds, you can drizzle some glue, and then as you can see, I'm placing all of the sunflower seeds into the middle. And there we go. We have them all right in the middle, just like the bad seed and his whole family. Remember how big his family was and how happy he was in the center of that sunflower? That's what it reminds me of. All right, so step 7, that should say. I don't know why it still says 6, but this is step 7. So you're just gonna let it dry, and this is so important that you let it dry completely. You want that glue in the middle to be completely dry, and you want your sunflower seeds to stay in place. So even if you want to get up and go play, or you just want to let it sit all afternoon, that would be awesome. Or even if you're doing this one day, you can let it dry overnight, but just really make sure that it's completely dry before you pick it back up, okay? And then look, this is your finished product. I let mine dry overnight, and then I brought it outside. I thought that the sunshine would look great on it. And so there you go. There is your sunflower that you created that was just like our sunflower in the story where the bad seed and his whole family lived, right in the middle. And so you might ask, well, what can I do with my sunflower now? And so just some ideas that I came up with. You can use it as a reading buddy. So if you want to go back to the beginning of this video where we read the story out together, you and your sunflower can sit and listen. You can try to read along and listen to the story. You can also tell someone. You can talk about how the seeds come from the center of the flower, and this is where the bad seed was born from in our story. So you can explain to someone that that is where a family of sunflower seeds might live. That's where they're all born, and that's where they start off. Or you can put it in a vase and bring some brightness to your room or to your house, or you can just have it standing up and just bring some brightness to the room around you. Or this would be very nice. You could share it with a friend. You can share it with a friend, you can share it with your mom or your dad, or you could share it with your brother or sister or anyone. I think that would be so awesome, and it would be a great thing to do. And yeah, you could share it with someone who might be having a bad day, just like our friend, the bad seed. You can give it to them and say, hey, you don't have to be sad or mad. You can really make a positive change and turn your day around and be happy. and be very nice to everyone, just like you if you were to share your flower. And so, boys and girls, thank you so much for listening to our story. I just love that story so much. I love the pictures too. The illustrations are just really cool. And I loved reading our story together. And I really hope you had fun making your craft too. And that you always remember that even if you have a bad day, just like our friend the bad seed had, you don't have to be sad or angry. You can be very happy and choose to be nice to people around you. You can really make a positive change. I believe in all of you, and I hope that you had a wonderful time reading our story and making our crafts, because I know I did. I hope you guys are staying safe, and I hope you have a great day.